Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome to Crystalis Randomizer Tournament 2022. I am Code Gorilla. I'm joined today by Mirai. Mirai, how you doing?
I'm doing good. This is the winners bracket finals here before we move on to grand finals, right?
Correct. This is the winners bracket finals. Obviously, the winners bracket is a little bit ahead of the losers bracket. So we're already in the finals here. There's still a couple more after this match. There's still a couple more losers bracket matches to finish up till we get to losers finals and then grand finals. But because this is the winners finals, we have some new and interesting flags going on here. We have a new flag set.
Yes, I'm excited to see this in action. So yeah, please.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff is just it's a lot of the same. You know, we now have all the glitches are guaranteed to be on. We have not all, but all the glitches we had before are now guaranteed to be on. We now have what is it? Hard mode, nerfed medical herbs and fruits power, all that stuff. A whole bunch of minor stuff. Anyone who knows what these flag sets are knows that that's not what's important here. What's important here is WH. WH is always going to be on, and it is the house entrance randomizer. So every building, every structure in every town, and a handful of structures that aren't in towns, that are the ones that really mess with things, are randomized, where the interior does not match the exterior. And that has a lot of interesting effects. One of the most important effects for the very beginning of this run is we do not have... we won't be necessarily getting free items in Leaf when we start off the bat. So there might be a little bit of more work to actually get your first couple of items. Before I go too much further into this, I'm going to go ahead and get this race started.
Yeah, by all means, this is the big boy flag set here. We are moving on. This is its first appearance in the tournament. Both these runners, again, as you said, winners brackets. So no losses yet. Both hot shots so far. Tornel, veteran, and Mashaba, newcomer as well. So very exciting here.
Yep. And we should be getting started any second here now. So
yeah, so this
should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're going to have to really map things out and keep it all straight in their head if they have to keep coming back to certain buildings that they're going to have to remember. So we're talking like we walk into a building, it could be Brokahana, it could be geez, I don't know. I mean, this is my first experience with this, so I'm here learning with anyone else who's not familiar with this.
Yep. There is a handful of a lot of the buildings are junk. Some of it is stuff that doesn't matter at all. Some of it is shops that get shuffled around, and all the shops are essentially the same because the contents of the shops are shuffled too. But then there's a handful of things that it's like, okay, I need to remember that this thing is here because I need to come back to it later when we get started. Oh, it looks like there's some items in the starting cave. Looks like we already have an Orb of Thunder on both players' sides. I didn't realize that happened in WH. It's been a while since I've played WH personally. I thought that was exclusive to the area randomizer. If it turns out this actually is area randomizer, that is my bad. I rolled the C tonight. But you can see we're checking every house. Some of them will have signs, like we know that's an inn. And it looks like Tornel did not grab the Orb of Thunder.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I did just mark it for him, but it did seem like he shot out of there. He didn't start in the cryo chamber. It looked like he's almost just started right outside the cave.
Yeah, he just ran as soon as he could. So that's interesting. We'll see if he notices that later on. I'm also gonna untrack the Ball of Thunder on Mashima's side because it doesn't do anything until you actually have the sword. So
I see the tracker. Yeah, lights it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
kind of gives you a false sense that they have the sword as well, which they do not. Well, okay. Well,
now they do. It looks like our swords are not teleporting people anywhere tonight, so That's probably a relief for our runners here. Is just let's not overcomplicate things early on. So something I noticed actually in the initial town, there was no item shop in the initial town.
I thought there was. I was going to say there's no boots. There's no boots in Leaf.
Oh, okay. There was no boots. Okay. There was an item shop. There were no boots. Now Tornel notices the 2 chests there, grabs that ball of thunder. Maybe that was even intentional. Just let's not raise the scaling level if we don't need to. But
yeah.
By the same token, if that's a sword and you missed it, you're going to feel pretty bad about it. So I have to imagine that was just an oversight. In any case, go ahaid.
Yeah, I was just, are we checking the walls here? Is this GBC cave that we're in? We're checking the walls on Mashima's side.
Both players already checked the walls. Tornel wild work out to go to the other entrance, and Mashima just backed up. Looks like the one free exit leads to Sahara. Now, normally this wouldn't get you much of anything, but WH does actually change the math on that. There could be a couple of houses here that have free items. Which there almost has to be at this point, because I don't think there's anything left for them to find.
Oh, wow.
So we've got Tornel checking the pub. That wasn't the pub that he needed. We've got the Oak Mother. That's important to note.
This is wild. You even see the runners pausing to kind of just either make a quick mental note or even just write something down. There's a whole bunch of locations we could be connecting to here. So I guess to help keep this straight, it's kind of necessary.
Yeah, and both of our racers realized, hey, there's actually not anything here in Sahara at the moment, anyways. So the only other place we can go is we must be able to break the wall behind Zebu in Zebu's cave.
Yeah.
We saw the walls were randomized because we saw an ice wall, and sure enough, there's a thunder wall in Zebu's cave, and that's going to get them to the Bryn Mawr area pretty easily.
Now, Zebu's not there. Is he normally supposed to be there? Or is this something with the flag set?
He spawns after you've talked to the Leaf Elder and to Zebu Student, which are normally houses in Leaf.
Yes, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the big early game changes with WH is you no longer get to spawn Zebu for free. You have to go on a hunt to actually find Zebu. It also makes just finding any town that much more valuable because there's just so many more useful things in the different towns. So like, honestly, I'm a little surprised to not see Tornel beeline for Bryn Mawr, but I guess he's going to check the walls in Mount Saber West here. Meanwhile, Mashima is doing like I thought and heading over to Bryn Mawr right away. Tornel is rewarded with Thunder Walls here, so... oh, no, that's interesting. That is interesting. The Flail guys are immune to Thunder, which means they are going to be... which means we have randomized weaknesses.
Yeah, that's something that if you're not familiar with being a vanilla player, you wouldn't really recognize that. You would just, if you were just a rando player, you'd probably just see, okay, well, they're invulnerable to this, and so I'll need to sort it at a later point in time.
So I just noticed it in Mashima's side of the screen. The Armory Convention is in Bryn Mawr today. We have 4 armor shops in Bryn Mawr.
Wow. So we don't have unidentified items on, and we saw Hazmat Suit there on Tornel's side, and we saw Insect Flute there from the little grass, patch of grass there outside Bryn Mawr. So,
yeah, so it looks like the seed looks like it's pointing us towards we need to kill the insect. I mean, we have everything to do it collectively between the 2 players. And
now, the mother is sitting over in Sahara. How does that work though? If the mother's in Sahara and the kidnapped child is in Oak, is in that area still?
The child is still in Swamp, and you still have to bring the child to the entrance of Oak. The child walks forward like he normally does into the house that would normally be the mother's, goes inside, and then magically reappears at the Oak Mother's house.
Got it. Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That would be quite the escort back to Sahara.
Yeah. Tornel had to wild warp out of Mount Saber West, getting kind of cornered by some flail guys there, but looks like he's heading back up that way again. Okay, he's just going through Zebu's cave and trying to decide if he wants to go to Bryn Mawr or just make a checkpoint or just go for it and go up Mount Saber West.
Now, how far can he get in here? Can he get? I guess it depends on the walls and what's blocking.
Yeah.
him
So the
potentially.
walls are thunder walls, which means you can get all the way to the top of Mount Saber West right now. The two items you can't get here is the whatever trade-in, whatever bracelet Tornel wants. Tornel, the character, not Tornel, the player. Ooh, that's a Bow of Sun already for Tornel. And then you can't get the Tornado Bracelet spot because you don't have a way to climb the slope yet. You need one of Rabbit Boots, Speed Boots, or Flight to get up that slope.
But can we make our way all the way to Kelbesk 1 at the top there?
Kelbesk 1's at Mount Saber North.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, wrong Mount Saber.
Yeah.
This is I'm still
confused.
Yeah, I'm still derusting. This is my second commentary. Apologize to anyone in the audience. My second commentary in a while here. It's been we're derusting still.
So I saw a tower robot there, so it looks like tower robots have been shoveled into the world. I don't remember if on the finals flag said if that's always true or if that's just a sometimes thing, but there are definitely some very dangerous enemies. Okay, Tornel wants the Tornado Bracelet. At this point, both character and player Tornel. Which is a hint that we might not have randomized trade-ins today, because that is what he wants in the vanilla game as well.
Yeah, I didn't see what Akahana said when Mashima checked him earlier. I guess we'll see it again on Tornel's side whenever he gets the Bryn Mawr.
Yeah. Tornel, I guess left behind. Oh. I'm not 100% sure where Tornel is going. I guess Tornel is just walking out of Mount Saber West. And that's the faster way to do it. Yeah, I guess I don't think about walking out of Mount Saber West, but we haven't found any warp boots yet, and we haven't found teleports, so walking out or wild warping to leaf is the only option. And yeah, this is faster.
Yeah, and there's no knowing when we're going to see anything like that, especially with just locations.
All right, that was an unusual statue, which
Okay.
I think is vanilla. I think it would be exotic statue otherwise. I'm not sure about the two other things.
So from here, what do we have access to? We've got, I guess do we have access to Stom's hut at the top area here yet?
Well, so yes, Mashima already went inside of Stom's house. But again, WH means that's not Stom's house.
Right.
That is in fact the windmill.
Oh, that's right. Jeff Chat already mentioned that.
Yeah. We know randomized names are not on because we've gotten some vanilla names already. Like, there's the insect flute on Tornel's side. So, I'm pretty sure unusual statue is just the vanilla hint. Unless it's randomized trade-ins, and that actually means the ivory statue. So Tornel heading to Oak. Mashima hot on his heels.
Yeah, both
they're
of them
pretty much tied up, yeah.
Yeah, with no real space for divergence here.
Checking the houses here. Looks like nothing interesting in Oak.
There was that trigger. There was that. Was that not the pub from up on one of the Saber areas?
It is. It doesn't actually unlock any checks.
Okay.
But it does spawn an NPC later on. So yeah, it looks like the only thing our runners have left to do is actually fight the bug. Probably just missed it, but Mashima must have gotten that bow as well on Mount Saber West. Because I'm pretty sure they both went through all of Mount Saber West.
Yeah, I didn't see him pick it up, but I have to assume that.
Oh,
That's
no,
correct.
he doesn't have. He did not go
Oh, no.
all the way through. Okay. Well, there you go. Alright. But yeah, it was the first chest on Mount Saber West. What did?
It was a fruit of lime from the insect.
Huh. Huh.
And so now I'm going to ask again, what do we have left available to us here? We have...
I know what we have.
Is there a rabbit? Is there a skip?
I know what we have. I bet you the Storm fight is in the windmill. I bet you there's an item here where Tornel is heading right now, basically.
Okay.
We have not visited the windmill yet. That's what Tornel is doing right now. And, yep, sure enough.
Wow.
And this fight is triggered by getting to Oak. So you still needed that hazmat suit to get to Oak, unless you want to try to do a level 3 hell run, which I would not recommend. But this has to be our progress here. Still no warp boots, so we still have to do the Stomp fight legitimately.
Which means, if anyone's not familiar, you can cheese this. You can't beat him on the first time. You can potentially beat him on the second time if you are robotic. And you have to essentially fail the fight 2 times, and then you can finally get him down.
And there we go. That's flight. That is enormous.
Yeah, that really opens things up here.
In particular, it's going to open up... So, it opens up the Goa area, because they have access to Sahara. And it also opens up Mount Saber North, because they can do the rabbit skip.
Well, we'll see where Tornel wants to go first here, and we'll see if Mashima diverges from that. Are we potentially going to see Dragon 1 fights? Is that where we might be headed?
Well, we might see the pyramid get checked, but the pyramid is, I recently learned, one of the things that gets shuffled in WH. So the pyramid where Dragon 1 is might not be there, but that is an entrance worth checking.
This flag set is exciting.
There you go. This is Stixie. And that's 6 items for free. That's huge. No key required. You just there's the Bow of Moon too. So the bows are getting handed out early. Statue of Onyx, Magic Ring.
This same thing happened in the previous race that I just commentated on. Sub 20, both bows, Bow and Moon, or Sun and Moon were had, but that really doesn't mean a lot. It's just less stuff on the checklist that you have to find, but there's still plenty of stuff remaining.
Well, the fact that it's Sun and Moon means you could check the back of Pyramid. There are 2 items hidden back there that frequently get forgotten because you don't really want to have to check them ever, but I mean, if it's gonna hand you both bows in flight on a silver platter, like...
Also seeing the Statue of Gold there. If we have vanilla turn-ins, what does that get us potentially?
Statue of Gold, it actually doesn't matter if we have vanilla turn-ins or not. That is the one that calms the Angry Sea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and a Storm Bracelet. Okay. So, as long as we're fighting things that are weak to thunder, we have some great combat tools, but we only have the one kind of sword, one element of sword. Tornel wisely wild warping out. I don't know if you can actually do the flight glitch to get around the shooting statues from the top. Like, I think it's only one way.
I do believe it is one way. I think KFAL tested and confirmed that in the last seed that I just did commentary on. You can't go from top down.
Yeah. Which means neither runner is going to survive getting out of sticks. So, Wild Warp it is. Which is kind of a shame. They'd probably like to be able to go check, Crypt or the stuff in the Goa area. Tornel, changing his mind, was in Zebu's cave way through and said, no, you know what? I actually want to go somewhere else. Presumably to Oasis Cave, Goa area in general.
Yeah, I was going to say, chat pointing out that the Oak Mom is now in logic with telepathy.
Yeah. I believe the Oak Mother was in Leaf.
She was in Sahara.
Oh, you're right. She was in Sahara. I imagine we'll see Tornel at least stop by and talk to her. Honestly, I should be writing these down so that I remember.
I think that's where we're going now.
Yeah, and I imagine he's not going to go rescue the child yet. Yeah, he's just going to keep going and check out stuff in the Goa area, which makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, Mashima heading for the tornado bracelet spot. He just picked up that and that as well. I didn't write down the things he got out of Stixie, but he definitely got them. He definitely full cleared Stixie.
Yeah, he's been up to Tornel. He reset out of it, though. He finds the Mimic and he hits back to the checkpoint there.
Alright, so Tornel has made it to Goa and is checking the shops here, or the houses. Queen Aurelius in Goa, that's an item. And another one once you have Change and the Crystal Plant. I missed what that item was.
It was a Mimic. I was going to say, it could have been an item.
That's actually not a terrible spot for a Mimic if you ever need to grind money, because it's very easy to kill the Mimic, reset the room, and just kill it a couple of times.
I was going to mention that about the cryo chamber where you first wake up, that there's a Mimic right there.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Mizame Shrine. And yeah, it looks like the pyramid is found in Goa, so Tornel is on his way to Dragon 1.
There, Mashima did get both of the bow out of Mount Saber there, so...
Yeah, he probably just reset out of it earlier, and I just missed it. But that makes sense. If your important item is the bow and it's early on, then yeah, you kind of figure you'll be back here later anyways. Yeah. And now that you have the other bow and access to Sahara... Alright, we've got a couple more key items for Tornel. The love pendant and the eyeglasses. He's a ways away from being able to use either of them. Needs change for both, at least. And paralysis as well for the love pendant. Again, I'm assuming vanilla turn-ins here, because...
Well, Mashima did just turn an Onyx statue to Akahana and got a magic ring, so is the Onyx statue the vanilla turn-in for Akahana?
Yeah, that it is. That is the Oak Elder in Amazonas, but also already got the check from it, because he already beat the bug, and the two ways you can get the check from the Oak Elder are beating the bug or rescuing the child. Alright, doing the statue glitch to check Aurelius' house to find the fortune tellers. That might be important, but probably isn't.
Oh, we got warp.
Tornel found warp boots for sale in Chiron. And Portola Castle in Chiron as well.
Oh, wow. You even got to check the side rooms here. Every door.
Those are also houses that get randomized.
Okay, so then I have to ask, from the Queen's room, does it always go to the waterway in the back? Is that something that can be randomized? Okay, so that's always, okay.
At least with these flag sets. There is a flag that will randomize that connection among other things, but that's too much for this tournament, I think.
Yeah. This is already a pretty heavy task on our runners here, I think.
Yeah. We're calming the Angry Sea because we've got that statue of gold. Mashima has headed to Mount Saber North. We have a bit of divergence here where we're looking at different things.
And that was the iron necklace from Calming the Sea.
Yeah. Nothing important there. But Tornel is going to make his way to Swan. There's the Leaf Elder. There's a free Sword of Wind.
We could use our eyeglass. Oh, does he not? Did he not have the eyeglasses? Was it Mashima that? Is that not where you use that?
That is where you would use it, but forget which one of them got the eyeglasses. I thought it was Tornel.
Yeah, I thought it was Tornel as well. It's early on, you can kind of remember where things were, but as we progress into the seed, as the race goes on, there's so many things, and now that we're shuffling entrances, it's a lot to kind of keep track of here. Yeah, eyeglasses were on Dragon 1. That's right. J-Ro pointing that out. Okay.
Checking the beach house to find the lighthouse. We don't have the alarm flute, so we can't wake Kenzo. I guess there's also the question of, can you actually do anything at any of the houses? Which I don't think you can. So maybe it's just not worth it to Tornel to bother checking the eyeglasses, because nothing he's going to find at the other end of that is going to give him a check, I don't think. Okay. Because you already found Stom's house, right? So
yeah, I'm just a clues commentator. I mean, I totally is in the runner's hands. I trust what they're doing here. If they don't want to go waste a minute or two doing a check, that's not going to lead to anything. Come back later, of course.
Yeah, I think we can narrow it down to that's either the. So, if you go through that passageway, you get to the. You get to the lighthouse exterior, and that can have, I think we've narrowed it down to either the beach house or the fisherman house. Neither of which give anything at the moment. Alright. We have Tornel going up Mount Hydra. Mashima about to finish with Mount Saber North. Almost getting a bit cornered there. I guess they have the Psycho Shield, so not at risk of getting paralyzed, which is nice. Looks like Tornel picked up the ball of wind somewhere when my attention was divided.
I did not notice that either. I just saw Mashima pick up the alarm flute, though.
Yes.
Something Tornel wishes he had just a moment ago.
Yep. Alright, let's see if we can actually fight Kensu. Looks like, Kelbest. Looks like the answer is no. Mashima Wild warps out.
Oh, good. Good lord. Tornel's finding the swords here. Mashima needs these swords.
Yep. That's 3 swords. That's the wrong one. Let's actually click the correct sword. But is not able to break those walls, because as someone noticed earlier, RO is on, which means you actually need the orbs, or, sorry, RO is off. You actually need the orbs to break walls in the seed. And so even though Tornel just got the Sword of Water, he does not yet have the Ball of Water.
Yeah, I can't believe we both missed the Ball of Wind. I'm interested in where that was.
There's a lot going on here.
Absolutely.
It could have easily been like one of the chests in Mount Hydra. Let's see, Mashima making his way through the desert, heading towards the Goa area.
Yeah, Tornel's covering the ground that Mashima has shown us already. We'll see if he keeps doing that, if he's got something else up his sleeve that he's going to try.
Ball of Wind was in a house, I think. Could be.
Okay.
I would believe it. Mashima at least stopping in here to get the warp point. Stopping and thinking about, okay, where do I want to go next?
Yeah, I can't imagine that, I just said this, that there's a lot going on with all the connections and everything, but the runners, as the seed goes on as well, the runners have to keep all of this straight in their head if they leave a bunch of stuff behind that they know they're going to have to come back to later.
Absolutely.
But that's part of it, right? We're further in the tournament, and these are tougher flags, and this is, if you're a good runner, you can keep all this stuff straight, then, the more power to you, and you belong at the stage of the tournament for sure.
Well, that's interesting. I missed that previously, but that is Clark's house in Goa. That's the house you normally talk to Clark after you've beaten Sabera 1 in Zombie Town. Which, again, that's another spot you just have to remember, because, hey, there's a free item waiting for you there once you've beaten Sabera 1. Mashima checking the Goa entrance, finding the pyramid, and thinking, yeah, let's take on Dragon. I've got a storm bracelet. This shouldn't be a problem at all.
Here we go with a little mimic grinding on Tornel's side here.
Yep.
For those who are not familiar, the mimics do give a good amount of gold or money when they are killed, so it's a good thing to farm.
So, why is there a mimic in there? WH adds a couple of chests into the Mizame Shrine in order to make the start a little more reasonable, rather than just having straight up no items in Leaf. So you'll see those two items there. In our case, one of them happened to be a mimic. The other one was, I forget, Oh, you know what? That was where No, that was the Ball of Thunder. Right. Ball of Thunder was in Mizame Shrine.
Okay, so we are doing something different on Tornel's side. He did go get the child, the lost child, bring it back to Oak, so he'll be able to go back to Sahara, talk to the mother in Sahara, and see what she's got for us.
Yep.
We keep making stops in Chiron, though, because I think he needs to replenish his warp boots every single time.
Yeah, that's one of the few places we've actually seen warp boots for sale.
I'm not sure Mashima's gone to Chiron yet. I don't remember.
No, I believe he's on his way there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he is. Because he only just now got to the Go area. He was checking out Mount Saber North instead.
So we got a glowing lamp off of the mother.
Get the other item from the Oak Elder. Makes sense.
Is the glowing lamp the vanilla turn-in for the boathouse, or is this for the broken statue?
That's for the broken statue.
Okay.
The fog lamp is the one for the boathouse.
Gotcha.
Ashma, without enough money to buy warp boots there.
Yeah, that feels bad.
More warp boots for sale. I think there's 3 different shops here. I didn't catch if he bought any warp boots in the first shop. Because they all have warp boots for sale.
So I didn't see the first item that Tornel picked up there, but he did just get the shell flute.
Well, shell flute is not as important as it has been. There's the Orb of Wind. Okay, it was from the Queen of Portoa. So yeah, Mashima did pick up a couple of warp boots. Speaking of warp boots, Tornel just found some in what looks like Oasis Cave. I guess I should... Well, Mashima hasn't picked up that Sword of Wind yet, so we'll mark that in a minute. I suppose we can mark that they both beat Dragon and Light there as well, obviously. Yeah.
Oh, very true. My bad. We are, both of the commentators are tasked with tracking as well here. So we're totally absorbed into this wild structured seed at the moment.
Tornel checking that wall in the bottom of the Oasis Cave and is unable to break it with the 2 sword and ball combos that he has right now. So that could potentially mean another dip later, or could just mean you hope nothing's there.
Oh, here we go. We got the alarm flute on Mashima's side that Tornel did not have when he was here. Oh.
Just the medical herb.
Yeah.
And an obnoxious one at that, because you're not allowed to leave that house until you pick up that chest.
Similar to boss fights.
Yeah, exactly. Tornel heading into the Goa Tower. The back entrance to Goa Tower is still always the back entrance to Goa Tower, so that part's not randomized. What is randomized is where the front entrance is, and if you can go through, it's possible the seed could make you go through all of Goa Tower back to front, in order to get to somewhere else, like say the Portoa region.
I like it.
We'll see if that's what we have here tonight. I'm hoping for Prison Key buried in like Fog Lamp Cave and something else important in the Portoa region that forces them to go all the way through Goa.
That's right. Put the pressure on these runners. They're here in the upper bracket, and let's get them to flex their skills here.
Okay, Tornel just found the power ring, which is going to be nice for this this Carmine fight coming up. And Mashima checking the lighthouse, finding the beach house at the lighthouse.
I believe we just found the Sword of Water. Sword of Fire on Tornel's side, if I'm not mistaken. He just held up a sword. Last sword he didn't have.
All right. Get that track. Which means he will be able to fight all of these bosses. Now, I guess, again, he did pick up that power ring, so it won't be so bad.
Yeah, just about to say
this with level 1.
Yeah, even if you can't do it with the level 2 or even level 3, he's definitely got that power ring that's going to help.
Kind of wish you had a Sacred Shield here to be able to ignore the Duper Beams. But just going to have to play it safe. No barrier. No defensive tools here, really.
Yeah, I think he's got 2 opals in his back pocket here, so I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he maybe has to burn one.
Yeah. Ooh, Mashima doing the Crypt Dive. I like this.
Oh, so we're going beyond the statues. All right, yeah, I like this too.
We'll see if it pays off.
That's very true.
It's definitely a risky play, because there could just be nothing back here, and you could ignore them for the entire seed. Another opal statue after defeating Carmine.
Orb of Fire afterwards as well.
So you got your little fire starter pack. Yes, we've tracked both Bow of Moon and Bow of Sun. Those two are on the same item. The third bow that's visible in the tracker is the Bow of Truth, which neither runner has found yet. Yeah, it's Steve pointing out, I think correctly, that with Flight and both bows being relatively early, there's a decent shot that there's something here.
I think that was the thought in the previous seed as well, where the bows came early, and unfortunately there was nothing. But the game's pretty good at trolling runners, so we'll just have to wait and see here. How many checks are back here in the crypt? You said this earlier.
Only 2.
Okay.
And he already checked 1, and I had looked away, was reading chat when he got it, so I missed what it was. Must not have been important. And a magic ring. That feels like a whiff. Not what you're hoping to see when you make a crypt dive. Yeah, Fruit of Power.
Okay, Tornel's hoping for Thunder here on a Mado 2 fight. Oh, he gets it.
Oh, well, this will be a very easy Mado 2 fight then. Because you've got the full charge.
And the power ring on top of that one.
Alright, Mashima making a checkpoint, heading into Oasis Cave. Getting a shell flute.
Yeah, so when you say that the shell flute doesn't have necessarily as much importance in this flag set, does that mean that the entrance to Evil Spirit Island may actually be found through some other means other than from the water?
No, but that's still going to be Evil Spirit Island always, but the reason why it mattered is because in Zombie Town is Sabera's Fortress, and that can be randomized. There might be something unimportant there, although, thinking about it, I think everything else that could be there is important, so it probably is going to matter. Mashima has picked up the picked up the Sword of Wind somewhere. I, again, missed where that was, but now has that sword and that Ball of Wind. Rabbit Boots for Tornel, not doing much at this point because you already have Flight. You get the nice quality of life upgrade where you can charge while you're moving, which is not nothing.
Oh, is that what the rabbit boots do? They were upgraded here in the randomizer to allow for that, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's that key to prison.
Oh, that's where that came from.
That can get you into the Portoa area. Well, once you can actually beat Kelbesk 1, which we know he's not weak to Thunder, but we don't know what he is weak to yet. That's right, Swan on Leaf Elder. You're right. Thank you, Bob Doe. Alright. Mashima starting his trek through Goa Tower. And it looks like Tornel's going to be able to get... there's a small chance he can't get all the way through. Basically, it's... Does the wall blocking Sabera's boss entrance break to water? If so, you're going to hit a dead end.
Very true, yeah.
And maybe does the front entrance break to water? Because that's the other thing you'd like to be able to go all the way through and just see where the other end of it is. We've got another boss here that is weak to Thunder, which means we're going to be making quick work of it. Yep.
Yeah, the two potentially, arguably most difficult bosses, I'd say, easily taken down with Thunder level 3 charge here.
Yep. Moment of truth. Okay.
Oh.
We got through. So... Oh! Mashima doesn't have that Sword of Water yet.
Oh, no.
Mashima can't beat Carmine. And you need the Sword of Fire to get through that wall. And because he can't beat Carmine, he can't get the Ball of Fire.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm blanking on where the Sword of Water was.
He got the Sword of Fire, at least, but... does need to find that Sword of Water. Meanwhile, Tornel's just going to be able to full clear Goa, pretty much.
Yeah, this could be the real separation here.
I think it might have been on Mount Hydra here, but I'm not 100% confident on that. Mashima having some trouble with a Mimic, trying to get a little bit more money for Warp Boots, presumably.
Looks like water for Kelbesk 2 here, so no charge. I guess this is another tough boss, so he might have a little bit of hard time fighting Kelbesk 2. No charges.
It's not that tough. You have Power Ring.
Oh, that's true. He is just chewing through his health.
You just stand him and you just stab. He only shoots in 8 very specific directions, so... Alright. Mashima heading back up Mount Hydra, trying to get a little bit more money and do some checks here. Tornel...
I was going to say, we're, at this point, we're almost out of Goa, correct?
Yep. We've gotten all the items in Goa. Tornel's just trying to see if he can get out the other side and get to somewhere useful. Like, if you get into Portoa and just get to set a warp point there, you can fly up and immediately use that key to prison if you wanted to take the shortcut to Kelbesk. Mashima getting the bad news about the walls in Mount Hydra.
Well, I guess he's able to get through, and we're going to see where Go is going to spit us out.
Ooh, actually, does he have enough health to get through? He's going to have to spend an opal statue to get through, because they don't have barrier yet. And sure enough, it's Portoa. Mashima getting that sword of water now.
Very nice. He needs, yeah, he knows exactly where he needs to head back to, so that's good.
Let's see. So that was Goa Castle in Portoa. We haven't seen Chiron Temple or Sabera's Castle yet. One of those is in Evil Spirit Island. The other one is behind Styx, and both of them are important.
So Tornel warped to Joel to check the shell flute, says nothing happened. What does that indicate to us? He needs to complete the boathouse stuff first?
Yeah, I think that means Vanilla Dolphin.
Okay.
I think that's something that's allowed in these flag sets.
Mashima going to Kelbesk 1 instead of heading back to Goa, so I guess we'll get a chance to see some other stuff back here.
Yeah, he did get that key to prison, so this makes sense. This gets you to the Portoa region. And it looks like our runners are going to high-five at Kelbesk 1. Like we coincidentally have a vanilla weakness for Kelbesk 1. Tornel getting through, getting rewarded with some warp boots. And barrier. Would have liked to have that a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, Mashima, I believe, has already shown us what is back in this area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's cleared out Mount Saber North except for the 2 boss checks. 3 got the alarm flute. But Mashima is now going to go the other way and get to Portoa this way. And find the front entrance to Goa once he checks out Portoa Castle.
But I don't know if that... I don't remember what sword was used by Tornel, because it was immediately when he entered that screen, he just shot out his sword. I don't know if it was fire. If it is still fire to get through that wall, Mashima's still not having the ball post Carmine.
Thunder?
It could have been thunder. You could be correct on that.
I think the more important one is the one blocking the Sabera boss fight is a fire wall.
Yeah, that's true. He can't even go back. He can't even go through the correct way in this without that sword.
So worth noting, Foglamp is going to... Oh, there's the Zebu student, by the way. Which doesn't really matter that much. It means you could now spawn Zebu in Zebu's cave. But since both of our runners have already been to Mount Saber North, it's not really important.
All right, so it was thunder to get in the front, but as we've already just talked about a moment ago, he's not going to be able to get through all the way without that ball of thunder, without the ball of fire.
Right.
Yeah. So when it comes to the alarm flute, as Steve is saying in chat, we did see the check in the lighthouse. It was a nothing burger. Is the sleeping guard still in his vanilla spot?
Yes.
There.
So
okay.
that would be the thing that makes it matter still. And both of our runners do have the alarm flute, so it could matter. It's not... I mean, it's one check. There's always the question of how much does one check matter, but if that one check is the bow of truth, it's going to matter a lot. But you never know.
Yeah, a lot of times I notice that you know, we see the bows early on. We see Tornel getting all the swords early on, a little ahead of Mashima. So he's got a little bit of he's got more ground over Mashima. Currently, he's doing some of the checks that Mashima's already done, eyeglasses, alarm flute, and the lighthouse there. But as you're saying that if there's this one-off check for a bow of truth, it doesn't really matter if you got all this stuff ahead of time. If you don't check that one check, you're going to last location that thing, and your opponent doesn't, then that's where everything balances out again.
Yep. So Mashima threw Kelbesk 2. Meanwhile, Tornel actually going and checking those eyeglasses now. We're going to need to remember this spot. So, something I want to bring up. We have Vanilla Dolphin on. That means we absolutely need to find the fog lamp. Because we know that the temple in... The door in Zombie Town leads to either Sabera's Castle or Chiron Temple. Both of them have a required boss fight in them, either Motto 1 or Sabera 1. Which means we need to get to Zombie Town, which means we need to get through Evil Spirit Island, which means we need to use the Shell Flute. Vanilla Dolphin is on, which means we need to actually heal the dolphin and trade in the trade-in item, and then go back to the beach house. It is a convoluted series of steps that needs to be followed here, but that's what's going to actually lock one of the bosses for this seed.
You essentially need a gigantic poster-sized chart where you can kind of just put some yarn from piece to piece and a flag set like this to keep things straight.
Yeah, tacks and a corkboard.
Yes.
We're now checking out Waterfall Cave, finding walls made of fire, and therefore unable to go any further. We still don't have a ball of water anywhere. Mashima getting stonewalled where we knew he would be, and warping out to Bryn Mawr.
Yeah, you know, I wonder if he sees that wall and he thinks maybe he can come in through the back, but maybe he's going to be pulled in another direction temporarily when we know that that ball of fire is right there behind Carmine.
Looks like he's checking out that windmill key. Honestly, I missed when they got the windmill key, but...
man, I saw that. I think... I forget now. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think Tornel might be going to the sleeping guard at this moment.
Yeah, it looks like it. Went to Zebu. Talked to Zebu. Triggered the guard. Let's see what it is. Just a lysis plant. We've got a medical herb heading into Windmill Cave. Or Sealed Cave. And then Mashima warping to the back entrance, because it's faster to go reverse through Windmill Cave.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, once you use the Windmill Key and you watch the entrance blow up, you can go in through the Bryn Mawr entrance. In the randomizer, at least. Which means this ends up being a slightly faster way, because there's a couple of screens of garbage that you have to go through if you go through the front entrance.
Still nothing too exciting.
Now, the one risk you take there with Mashima's play is that, can you actually break the walls in this cave? Because if you can't, then you've hit a dead end immediately. Whereas if you go in the front way, you're guaranteed to get at least, like, 2 or 3 of the checks without being able to break the walls. And you see Tornel doing just that, heading in the front entrance to guarantee he's actually able to break the walls here. And also get a couple of items, even if he's not. So our runners high five yet again, right here in the Sealed Cave.
Butterfly's giving Tornel the business over here. Wow, that's nice.
Warrior Ring. Not bad, given that we haven't found Speed Boots yet.
Yeah, both of them picking that up almost simultaneously there.
Yep.
I like to see that. You know, if one runner gets something ahead of the other, like the warrior ring or the power ring or something like that, or flight, that changes things immensely. When you see these powerful items, it's really nice to see both the runners pick them up at similar times so that someone doesn't have too much of an advantage. Even speed boots as well.
Yeah, speed boots is the big one. Yeah, I think your assessment there is accurate, Spokes. I think Tornel is basically like half of Goa ahead. Ooh, teleport. Now that's going to be something our runners are going to be very happy to see.
Absolutely.
No more spending tons of money on warp boots. Yeah, you can see Mashma's already just, let's get rid of these warp boots. I need inventory space for, I don't know, magic rings, fruits of power, opal statues.
Now, the teleport spell, how much does it cost to use in terms of magic, or is it free?
Yeah, it's 20 MP.
Okay.
Yeah. So not too bad. Alright, Tornel finishing out the sealed cave here. Mashma heading over to the answering machine. Gonna definitely have the sword for Rage. I mean, at this point we know it's Vanilla Turn-In, so we know it's the Sword of Water. I've got the Flute of Lime from Rage.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't stay away from Goa for too long there. I don't remember if there's anything really, I mean, other than the Ball of Fire, that he really kind of needs from there right now, other than just to get those bosses down, which he'll eventually be back for.
Yeah. Probably at this point holding off until he finds another upgrade somewhere, but...
Oh no.
It's going to cost him, because here's another cave that he can't get through.
Yeah.
Oop, Tornel's going to do the Crypt Dive. That's good news for Mashima fans. Because we know that this is all garbage, and Mashima's already done it, so... Tornel doing it too will help them even up a little bit.
So what do we have available? Okay, wait. Carissa plant. That's interesting. We do now have a... No, we don't have change, right? So we can't turn on Carissa plant yet. Okay.
Correct.
Oh, well, here's step in Vanilla Dolphin. Okay, so... And that's triggered by the answering machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you still have to trade in the fog lamp, and also go to the beach house. Normally, you trade in the fog lamp, you get to use the fisherman's boat, and that immediately takes you to the beach house. But both the fisherman and the beach house are randomized. Let's see, I wrote down... Okay, the fisherman coincidentally ended up at its vanilla location, so nothing there. And then the beach house is in the lighthouse location, so you have to go through the hut, which is not in Joel, but in Swan.
Yeah, don't get too familiar with vanilla locations, man. That would totally... Oh, man. This would do my head in. In a good way, though. I love a challenge like this. This is why this game is so interesting to me, because it's just... and this flag set right here makes it even more interesting to just keep all of this straight. It's a great mind exercise.
Yep. Alright, looks like Mashima is checking out Fog Lamp Cave. Dealing with some tower robots. Appropriately named C-3PO and the Seed. Refresh. Refresh is not bad. It's not progress, but it's a nice thing to have. Especially when you're being bullied by tower robots.
Absolutely.
I think the only spell Mashima's missing, Recover and maybe Paralysis? So, one other one.
Well, we just saw the broken statue. Does Mashima not have the lamp for that. I thought we did have the lamp.
Ooh. Okay, Tornel just picked up something important in
Yeah.
the bottom of Oasis Cave. That is the key to Stixie. We know that that is one of our 2 important locations that's going to have either Motto 1 or Sabera 1 in it at this point. And you can see Tornel making a beeline for that check.
Yeah, I don't know how much more he even has available to him, but I mean, as you say, it's such an important check. I probably would not be skipping it myself either.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that if this ends up being Chiron Temple, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the check, immediately like warp out to Portola, trigger the Chiron Massacre, and then come back here and fight Motto 1.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, if it's Sparrow's Castle, you're just going to full clear it. Alright, this is Chiron Temple, which means Sabera's Castle did not get randomized.
Did you see the pickup there?
I did not.
It was the Bow of Truth.
Oh! Bow of Truth in Chiron Temple, huh?
Yeah.
Well. Mashma getting... Oh, that's interesting. Mashma getting speed boots for doing Fog Lamp Cave. Not technically required, but that could be what he needs to catch up.
I was just going to say that. I mean, if it's the ground that he needs to make up here, this could definitely help. And do we think Tornel is going to be off in that direction anytime soon, or at all?
He might not be. I mean, Tornel at this point has his bows. He's basically a fog lamp away from go mode.
That's true. I guess he's still looking for that fog lamp, so maybe he will just stumble upon those speed boots.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Mashma rescuing small child. Then has to remember where all the different Oak Elder and Oak Mother are. Sahara and Amazones. Been to Sahara first. Nope, it's the other one. There you go. Ah, there's the glowing lamp. So now Mashma put together and get a medical.
Getting trolled by Mado 1 as he stays outside of bounds where level 1 shots can hit.
Yep. Oh, I think that's RO coming into play, because I think the way RO works, or rather, the lack of RO coming into play, because those shots would normally be able to hit if you had RO on, but
yeah,
the way RO disables or lets level 1 charge shots break walls is by letting them go through walls. I think. Steve can correct me if I'm wrong. But there is Motto down. Just a fruit of power. But that's a required boss. I'm sure it's more complicated than that, but... Okay, Mashima checking the power ring basement. Not able to get in. Still doesn't have that ball of fire, and I believe that is another fire weak wall. Oh. We had a telepathy check.
So is this Mashima going back to where he needs to at this point?
I think so. It looks like he's heading back into Goa. Back into the back entrance of Goa, where he'll be able to defeat Carmine, get that ball of fire, get through the rest of Goa. I don't think a water upgrade is going to be actually required at any point in this seed. We have seen a few walls that are weak to water, like Mount Hydra, for example, so there's a small chance, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Waterfall Cave as well had those firewalls.
Yeah, that's true. Tornel Heading into... This is Fog Lamp Cave. Okay.
Okay.
So Tornel's going to catch up with those speed boots. Hopefully Mashima's made good time with what he's had. There's that refresh. There's that Orb of Fire, finally. Mashima. And also Carmine is down.
I'm going to formally apologize to Code Gorilla here. We're supposed to both be tracking, but I am completely sucked in here.
No worries. I'm having a hard time with it too, but it helps. It helps that Tornel's is basically fully lit up, so
yes,
there's not much left to track over there. Maybe a tornado bracelet or a flame bracelet or some water upgrades. Oh, and of course, another Sabera fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe that warrior ring would help a little bit on Mashima. So it did help with Carmine, it seemed a little bit, but then again, you can only either have the warrior ring or the power ring equipped. So I don't know. I would guess that the warrior ring is probably a little bit better, depending on who you're fighting.
Yeah, it depends on the boss. It also depends on, do you have the bracelet? Mashima resetting out of using that opal statue because he's got the bracelet for and the power ring for this fight, so this should be an easy fight once you know what he's weak to. You just pop off the level 3 charge once or twice. In fact, it even adds enough lag that it makes Motto easy to dodge. One of the times you actually appreciate the lag in Lag Storm.
Yeah, incredibly frustrating to fight him for sure.
And there's those speed boots for Tornel. You can see them getting immediately equipped. We're a little bit over an hour into the seed, and you gotta be feeling a little bit nervous at this point. I mean, WH is going to extend how long these seeds take, but I think if you're in either racer spot, it's like, okay, we're starting to get to the danger zone here.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar enough to know all the checks in this game to know what they have left at this point. I don't know if Tornel's going to be showing us anything. I mean, I guess he is going to show us something new, because this is something that Mashima saw, but without the ball of fire.
Right, so this is Crystal Plant Cave. This is another 2 checks. Again, Tornel's just looking for that fog lamp. Fog lamp is go mode for Tornel. And a fairly quick go mode. Paralysis is not it.
Well, that opens up a Carissa plant turn-in, though, if we can remember where Arillis is at.
No, still need change.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
But it does enable
Swan, vanilla Swan
maybe.
stuff, but wherever that is today, I don't know.
Yeah, well, the tough part about that one is there's 3 places you need to know. Now, they've already seen the shack, and I think we've seen the Swan Pub. It's the one that has all the Dragonia soldiers in it. Flame Bracelet for Tornel.
Thunder Bracelet, Storm Bracelet, Flame Bracelet, easy mode for any enemies moving forward here.
Also, that means you absolutely had to go through Carmine to get your first fire upgrade. Because the second one was... That Flame Bracelet was behind ice walls.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is Tornel trying to remember, okay, I think I've seen this pub. Where is it? And then you also have to find the dance hall. So hopefully you wrote down where that was, too.
I can understand how this could be frustrating for runners, but I say this is so amusing to just watch this, because the information that you need to retain over the course of 60 to 90 minutes, potentially even a little bit more if it's a super trolly seed, man.
And I'm going to note there is one town they haven't seen yet, but it is Zombie Town, which only has 1 house in it, plus what we now know to be Sabera's castle. And obviously our lamp is not going to be there because you can't get in. You can't get there without that fog lamp.
Right. Can't be blocking the item on a spot where you need the item to get to.
And Tornel has just completely forgotten where this was. And turns out, oh, not here. Nope. Was it in Joel? We're doing the world tour. I've been there before. I've definitely, especially in a race situation where you don't want to spend a bunch of time writing things down, but there's also so much to remember that if you don't write things down, you are going to forget.
Yeah, I used to play my randomizer that I play without a tracker, and I thought I was good enough until a bunch of things kept biting me in the behind, and I was just like, okay, it's time to just give in and use a tracker. But I understand that this is maybe a lot of stuff to track, so I don't know how distracted you want to be to constantly keep clicking on things or writing things down, like you say.
So Mashma got that key to Stixie. Did I miss Mashima defeating Sabera too? Or did he teleport out early for some reason?
I didn't see that fight either, but it's entirely possible that, man, I feel so bad that we would have missed so much on Mashima's side. We were not paying attention for that long? I don't know if he fought her.
So, there's a question about what happens to the Chiron locations with this setting. The Chiron shops are... Okay, he did do Sabera too. Good. I can't imagine why he would have skipped it. The Chiron shops are randomized into various locations, and if you find the shop that is supposed to be in Chiron, it will be abandoned, even if it's in Leaf, for example. You can tell them apart because of the music. Yeah. We finally found the Swan Pub in Nadares, which is an easy place to forget.
Now, is that stage 1 and this is going to be stage 2 here?
Yes.
Oh.
And you get change. Vanilla change.
Oh, that's interesting.
I missed where that Swan Dance Hall actually was.
I wish I could help you out there. I feel bad for not realizing.
Hey, we finally got the Orb of Water from Dio. Suspect this is going to be another situation where, okay, we're just checking a bunch of things. And there's our fog lamp on Brokahana in Portoa. So that change is required. So paralysis is required. So Carissa Plant Cave is required. And Mashima needs to go back there now that he has that Orb of Fire. Leaf was the other one. So the Swan Dance Hall was in Leaf.
Quite the chain of events here.
Yeah. Very convoluted way to end this seed, but Tornel's just in go mode now. Oh, see, there's the inn that's supposed to be in Chiron. No one was there.
Yeah,
So
this teleport spell is super handy to have at this point because we are all over the place.
Yeah, imagine trying to do all of this without teleport. It's all in logic without teleport, but man, there's so much backtracking or so much grinding for warp boots you have to do.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Right, Mashima has gotten through Mado 1.
Yeah, he got clipped there near the end of the fight. He had to burn the opal. I guess his only opal that he had at that time.
Yeah. That's probably fine. You don't have too many more bosses left you're worried about.
Yeah. And you're fairly well equipped for the tower as it is, so.
Yeah. You can tell it's been a longish seed because Tornel is up to level 13. Oh no! Tornel runs out of magic over the pit in Evil Spirit Island and gets dunked down a floor. Womp womp.
So, coming back to the level thing, is that a good indication? Like, what are we looking at for approximate, I guess, tower entrance? I have seen a lot of level 12 entries. But...
Yeah, usually level 12 or level 11 if it's a fast seed. The thing that made this go get the experience a little bit higher is our runners had Warrior Ring for a while without speed boots, and that's just going to let you kill a lot more enemies, and just get some incidental experience along the way.
I believe we just saw a stomp of the Lysis plant, if I'm not mistaken, there on Mashma's side.
Yep. So Tornel just go-moding through Sabera's castle, not even bothering with the extra checks, which makes sense. There's nothing else you're looking for at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, what, something like a Blizzard bracelet, which is not what the runners are looking for.
It's the worst bracelet. Like, you'd rather have the Tornado bracelet.
Yeah.
And honestly, you have the bracelets you really want for the tower. Like, at this point, you're... Honestly, I'm surprised he checked the one free chest in Evil Spirit Island, even. Maybe looking for a magic ring or an opal statue. Ashima heading to... Well, that was the GBC East Cave. I think he's just trying to think of what he still needs. Probably trying to figure out where Sabera 1 even is. Gonna realize Sabera 1 is in Sabera's castle at some point, because he's ruled everything else out.
Yeah, what was that? There was Waterfall Cave? No, Crystal Plant Cave. Crystal Plant Cave to get... Yeah.
Crystal Plant Cave has Paralysis, which you need to get Change, which you need to get the Fog Lamp.
All right, well, Tornel is back. He's going to be moving over to where Dragon 2 is, and he'll be into the tower shortly after that. Probably not a lot that's going to stand in his way at this point.
I can't imagine.
We'll have to see if Dragon 2 is Team Mashima or not. We'll see how long it takes the chest to open up.
Yep. Okay, Mashima got Paralysis. That's step 1.
Nice, nice.
Writing down this this sequence at the end here, because it is it's something else. Mashima doing the sensible thing and going through the full cave here.
Yeah, I mean, if this is really a good reward at this point. We know that the runners, again, Storm Bracelet, Flame Bracelet, 2 amazing bracelets to have for just later fighting these tower robots and whatnot. And even Dragon, probably. I guess I don't know if anyone has a preference, and I don't know if the certain bracelets for certain level 3 charges do more damage one versus the other here. I'm pretty sure someone has told me this before, but I do forget.
Honestly, I don't remember either. I tend to use Storm Bracelet because it's easiest. It does introduce some lag, as you can see, but yeah, that was a 1-cycle Dragon.
Wow.
That was an incredibly fast Dragon 2. Looks like Dragon 2 is on Tornel's side. Mashima now trying to hunt down Kensu. Oh, got change. Okay. On his way. Fog Lamp. Alright, Mashima is now in go mode. That said, it's gonna take like a tower death here.
Yeah,
I think for Mashima to catch up. This is definitely Tornel's race to lose at this point. Still reasonably close, I feel like, even with all the divergence in the middle. Kind of funneling down into that one extended chain of nonsense to get through to finish off this seed. And like you have to... Sabera 1 almost has to be the last boss you face, because you have to deal with Motto 1 first.
Yeah. And what was it that held Masha back? Was it the Sword of Water that held him back? So he couldn't get through Carmine to get the Ball of Fire, and that really messed him up then along the way. That's that one divergence where that held him back.
Yeah, Mashima having to double dip the tower, and Tornel basically getting to full clear it in one go. I think is what made this race. Because, yeah, Tornel's already on the second floor of the tower. Mashima's got to get through Evil Spirit Island, got to get through Sparrow's Castle, got to actually fight Sabera 1, then get to Crypt, get through Crypt, fight Dragon 2, and then get up the tower. And in the time it took me to say that, Tornel got to the third floor of the tower, so...
Yeah.
Still, I feel like it's fairly close. I think it's that one thing, being able to single clear tower versus double dip tower is, I'm pretty sure what decided this. Tornel is through the tower, on his way to Dinah. And I believe we'll see a finish here from Tornel fairly soon.
Yeah, even with all the craziness that this seat has, I mean, Mashima's looking at what, like a low 120 clear, 120 something clear, and that's still incredibly fast for all the crazy logic that this seat had in store, and just the game in general. Very fast clear time.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we go. Tornel is done. GG's.
And GG official race time for Tornel. Finish time here, 1 hour, 18 minutes, 18 seconds.
Yep. Mashima just finishing up Sabera 1 here. And yeah, that is our winner bracket victor, Tornel. You know, I think Masha put on a very good race here. I think this was well run by both runners. I think it was fairly close. And we are now joined by our victor, Tornel. GG's.
GG's. I hope you guys liked that seed. What was that?
Loved every minute of it.
That was fantastic. That is a great showing of some of the nonsense that WH can do to you. Especially anytime you have a WH seed with a required love pendant turn-in is just chef's kiss.
And I marked the dance wrong on my, or not the dance, the other one, bar
The
wrong
pub.
on my tracker, the pub. Yeah. So I was looking all over the world for it.
Yeah, by then you're lucky enough to have teleport with not having to rely on those warp routes anymore.
Gosh.
Yeah, imagine that same seed, but you don't have teleport.
Yeah, that would be fun. It'd be a lot of saving and loading for me.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, Portoa Caves burned me again.
Yep.
Next time I'm checking the first thing.
Yeah, what gave you the advantage here early on is that you found the Sword of Water a lot sooner than Mashima did. So you were able to get through Carmine, get the Ball of Fire, which allowed you to break down the walls that you needed to get out of the front of Goa, and then just keep clearing everything else you needed to. Whereas he tried to go through the front of Goa. He was able to push through Kelbesk 1. You both high-fived at that spot. And but he still couldn't get through the flame wall to get through Goa. What was the wall after Sabira, right?
Yeah, the wall. Well,
or before Sabira, yeah.
From Mashima's point of view, right before Sabira, which was a firewall, which the only fire upgrade available was the one behind Carmine, because the other one was buried at the back of Crystal Plant Cave.
Oh yeah.
So, which had ice walls. So.
Yeah. Otherwise, really, up to that point, it was like, I don't know, man. It was so close. It was just, everyone was just, you were either together doing the same thing and then you'd split up and then retrace each other's steps. And then eventually you found that water sword, and that was the key to moving forward.
Man.
It was great to watch this, though.
I felt pretty good when I found the Bow of Truth. Not Bow of Truth. what was in the power ring spot? There was something there, and I was like, oh, that's useful. I thought.
Shoot, what was it? You're right.
Oh,
It was
Key to
something there.
60. That's what it was. Yeah.
Right, which had the Chiron Temple behind it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was definitely a good find. Unfortunately, it didn't take Mashma too long to find that chain of items. As we can see on the stream now, Mashma is entering the tower. I imagine this will not take much longer. Also, yeah, another seed that you can tell it went a little bit long. Mashma is level 13 entering the tower. A little higher than you usually see these top-level runners enter the tower at. But
Yeah, I think the only point where I was really worried was when I found speed boots. I was like, oh, Moshpa probably found this way sooner.
he did find it a bit earlier than you. It's just having to triple dip the tower, basically, once from the back, once from the front, and then a second time from the back to finally get the ball of fire, cost him enough time that finding the speed boots earlier didn't make that much of a difference.
Oh, man. Yeah, I like the required walk to Stixie twice. That was fun.
Yeah. There's just a lot of walking around you had to do in this seed. Not having warp boots available for
and
3 towns.
The first 3 or 4 towns, whatever it was, I was like, well, I guess I could get used to walking then.
Well, is that something like 4 armor shops in Bryn Mawr today?
Yes,
Is Armor
that
Town?
was great, Armor Town. Oh, I stabbed the wall. I don't know if you can cut it or not, but yeah, that was fun. And I wanted to do some kind of trolling it with the dead dude on Saber North, but I didn't find change till the very end, so I was afraid to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my first experience with seeing this flag set run. I think it was used in the previous tournament as well in the finals or something like that, but I didn't brush up on my homework here for that flag. So I'm seeing it here essentially for the first time, and this has been an absolute blast from the audience side of things, just watching all the craziness, the convolution that can kind of emerge in this game. Already has a lot of checks and twisted logic to it, but then when you throw in the randomized entrances, I gotta say, super exciting, and it's great to see such good runners, you and Mashma at this point, and I mean, plenty of other good runners in this tournament as well. But just right here tonight, you two run these particular flags. It was great to watch this.
I'm glad you were entertained.
Yeah, I will second everything Mirai said there. This was a fantastic watch. Fairly close race. I feel like. Things go slightly differently. Mashma is right there with you, or even slightly ahead of you, because he found the speed boots first. Just a lot of fun. WH definitely throws a lot of loops and is hard to keep track of, even as a commentator. And I imagine also even harder for you in the race.
Yeah, if I didn't take notes, there's no way I would keep up with it.
Yeah. And it looks like that is Mashima done with the done with Dinah and done with the race with an official time of 1 hour 24 minutes and 51 seconds.
I can't wait to hear what Mashima has to say about this.
I am not. Let me see if Mashima is actually able to join us tonight. He mentioned to me earlier that he might not be able to make it for post-match commentary tonight.
He did tell me as well. If he was feeling down, he felt to do, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that he made it this far as his first tournament, and really he's only been playing this for so many months now.
Yeah, no,
I think
he's absolutely been putting in the work.
So, yeah, he has.
Mashma has been racing every single night, it feels like. Just really grinding out the practice. I definitely want to commend him, if he's watching this after the fact, on a race well run. I think this is definitely a performance you can be proud of. Um,
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, do we have to drag him in?
he'll be here in a moment. He's just
Yeah,
getting his
he
mic
is.
set up.
Okay.
Yeah, Spoke says, be prepared for him to beat me in the grand finals. He just might. You never know.
Yeah, so this was the end of the winners bracket. You have now made it, Tornel, to the grand finals. Mashima will be going down to the losers bracket final and has a chance to fight his way back for the best of 3 rematch. But that's going to be a couple of weeks off here because we still have some losers bracket matches to get through on the way there. I know there's one scheduled for Monday, Monday, October 10th at 11 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Matrick versus the Axeman. And that's the only one we have currently scheduled, I believe. I'm going to just...
Yeah, it is. I saw Show and KFAL talking about when they want to do theirs, but they haven't
Yeah.
decided yet.
Yeah, I don't think anything's been put on the schedule just yet. But that is the other match that's coming up. I think it's just those 2 matches at the moment. The winners of those 2 matches will play each other, and then the winner of that 3rd match is going to play against Mashima, who we are now joined by, or as I can see in your name, Meshime? How's it going?
What is that name about?
GG's, Mashima. That was a well-run race.
Relax.
Mashima, if you are saying anything, you are muted at the moment. I cannot
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that was a rough seed. That especially that chain of trade-ins at the end to get the fog lamp for go mode was certainly a lot to deal with. How did you feel about that seed?
The one cave I didn't write down is the one cave that was the most important thing in the entire seed.
No.
Which one was that?
Carissa plant. That had my
Oh,
chain to
yep.
get. Yep.
Yeah, I did the same thing, basically. I mean, I waited it for like the very last, almost.
I just happened to have wandered into the area because I was wandering through GBC cave while I was thinking, and it dumps you in Portoa if you didn't check that.
Yeah, I didn't check that, actually.
So I was like, all right, well, I'll start rechecking caves, and then I walk into it, and I'm like, well, that was nice enough at least.
Yep. Yeah, we were saying earlier, we think what probably ended up deciding that seed was Tornel found the Sword of Water before going into Goa, and was able to just full clear Goa in one go, and you had to, I think you ended up triple dipping it, because you did it once from the back, once from the front, and then a second time from the back. So it definitely interesting, the different routing decisions that led you there. Like, obviously, it's always reasonable to get into Goa as soon as you can, because you have to clear Goa, and there's so many checks there. But yeah, definitely a tough spot to be there.